Hello, I'm Sister Unity, one of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, and I want to talk to you today about the very serious problem facing our nation, if not our world, and that is the issue of homosexual cakes. Baked goods come in all sizes, varieties, colors, and flavors, but it is the distinct properties of the homosexual cake that threaten to tear down the social fabric of our society. America was built on religion, and by that I mean when the Pilgrims arrived in the New World, they took the priests that had traveled with them on the Mayflower, ground them up, mixed them with some glue, and turned them into a sort of human brick to lay as the foundation for their thatched roof huts. And in this way, America ever since has been built on foundations of religiosity. There may have been the occasional rabbi mixed in. Because of this, ovens made out of bricks, though not human, symbolically are places of sacred religion. Certainly to the Zoroastrians and the Hindus, the notion of the sacred fire is paramount in religious practice. So if we take the oven as a sacred space, one can see the problem with homosexual cakes, invading, if you will, the territory of the sacred oven. Whether it's gas, electric, or convection, the notion remains the same. During the Salem witch trials, ovens were eschewed for the fireplace. Bubbling pots of stew were cooked in a large iron pot over an iron arm in the fireplace. If you go to Sturbridge Village in Massachusetts or Williamsburg in Virginia, you'll see these things that I'm saying are true. But the notion of the enclosed brick space with some sort of heating source as a foundational symbol, if not an actual nourishing structural unit of American society, American physiology, because you have to eat to have a physiology, has been the building blocks, if you will, the molecular building blocks of our nation ever since the times that the Pilgrims built the first oven out of priests. And so the notion of a homosexual cake being prepared for a homosexual gathering or homosexuals themselves to consume in this same way that homosexuals insert physiology anally and orally, that Christians feel they ought not to, that goes against the very fabric of eating sausages that are detached, not attached. You can see the same insertion of the homosexual cake into the oven instead of the normal American heterosexual cake inserted into the oven. American heterosexual cakes are, of course, always male, even the pink ones. Don't ask me to explain. But the insertion into the oven, the male, the female, I don't know if you've read the Da Vinci Code, but it's a sacred symbol, this insertion of the sword in the grail in the cup. It's all very ancient and symbolic, and Jung and Freud. So the homosexual cake goes against this. In fact, they insert the attached sausage into the place that is normally used for elimination. They're weirdos. It's like trying to exit on the on-ramp. So the insertion of the homosexual cake or homosexual muffin or croissant goes against the very mythos, symbology, and structural building blocks of American culinary society. And it's time that we stamp out the infiltrating atrocity of homosexual cakes. And by this I mean I want you to go down to your local homosexual bakery, buy all the cakes, tip the lesbians, because it causes trouble when you don't. Buy all the cakes, all the homosexual, any cake that you feel may look homosexual. They may say it was baked for a straight wedding. Don't believe them. They are lesbians. Gather the cakes and take them to a public place, a school, a courtroom, a public park, remove your feet, your shoes and stockings, and trod the cakes until they are flattened. And in this way, we will literally stamp out the scourge of homosexual cakes in the United States, if not the United Kingdom. If you're listening from Chechnya and Russia, I'm sure that you're already doing this. You're assiduous at slaughtering your own homosexual population, usually creating extortionary tactics to cause the families to kill their own children. It's all online. Just Google it. They're doing quite well with that. Thank you, Vladimir Putin, for helping to influence the United States government so that we are free enough under the influence of Russian hegemony to address the problem of homosexual cakes. Stomp them out. I'm Sister Unity, and I'm a nun. What do you mean, where's the turkey? What do we need for dinner?